Pilchard steals the show. Bob and the machines had an important job to do, building a barn for Farmer Pickle's sheep. "Can we fix it?" Scoop called to everyone. "Yes, we can," the other machines called back as they left the yard. At Farmer Pickle's farm, Rolly made the ground nice and smooth, ready for the barn to stand on. Just then, Bob heard something. It sounded like a whistle. The sound came again, and Bob spotted Farmer Pickles over the hedge. Farmer Pickles was training Scruffy to sit, walk, and roll over. He was doing very well. "Well done, you two," said Bob. "Ruff," barked Scruffy, feeling pleased with himself. "I have high hopes for Scruffy winning the dog show today," said Farmer Pickles proudly. "Hey," said Scoop, "how about entering Pilchard in the show? She's just as smart as Scruffy. I bet she could win." "Ho, ho, I'm sorry, Scoop, but it's a dog show. No cats allowed," Farmer Pickles chuckled. "Oh, well," said Bob. "Don't be too disappointed, Scoop." But Scoop wasn't disappointed. In fact, he wanted to take part in the show more than ever, so he went back to the yard to look for Pilchard. "Pilchard," he called. "Pilchard, come." Pilchard came out, wondering what all the noise was about. "There, see," said Scoop. "You came when I called you. Good girl. This is going to be easy peasy. What do you think, Pilchard?" "Meow," she replied. "Here, Pilchard," called Scoop. But this time Pilchard didn't move, not even a whisker. Scoop remembered how Farmer Pickles had whistled to Scruffy. He made a whistling noise through his exhaust pipe, but it made Pilchard jump with fright. Said Scoop, feeling disappointed. Bob and the machines had nearly finished the barn. 2 walls were already up, and Lofty was moving the 3rd one into position. "That's it, Lofty," called Bob. "To me, a bit closer now. That's it, and lower it carefully." Lofty placed the wall on the ground as gently as he could. "Well done, Lofty," said Bob, and he and Wendy began to screw the wall into place. Meanwhile, Scoop wasn't giving up on his plan. He'd persuaded Pilchard to sit in his scoop, and off they went to the dog show. When they got to the enclosure, Scoop whistled for Pilchard to come. She put one paw towards Scoop, but then she spotted a mouse and shot straight past him. "Pilchard!" called Scoop, but Pilchard just carried on chasing the mouse. "Please, Pilchard, please come back," said Scoop. "We don't have much time before the show." Pilchard turned and walked towards Scoop, leaving the mouse to escape. "Good, Pilchard," said Scoop. But as he moved forward, he got tangled in the flags. As he tried to free himself, he got even more trapped. "Oh no," squealed Scoop. "Help, Pilchard, I'm stuck." Pilchard ran to Farmer Pickle's farm for help. "That's it, Lofty, steady as you go," Bob was saying, as Pilchard tried to get Wendy's attention by rubbing up against her. "Meow," said Pilchard loudly and stuck out her paw. I think she wants us to follow her," said Wendy. "Let's go," said Bob, and they set off after Pilchard. Pilchard raced ahead and led them to Scoop. "Well done, Pilchard," said Scoop with a big smile on his face. "Can we fix it?" said Bob. "Yes, we can," shouted the others as Lofty pulled the flags off Scoop with his grabber. "Thanks, everyone," said Scoop. "And you know something?" he said to Pilchard. "If they did let cats enter dog shows, you'd be the winner for sure." Bob wanted to give Scoop and Pilchard a chance in the dog show, so he asked Mrs. Percival who was one of the judges, if it would be all right for a cat to enter a dog show. "It's a most unusual request, Bob," said Mrs. Percival, "but it may be possible," and she went off to see what she could do. A little while later, the show was underway, and Farmer Pickles and Scruffy were the first dog and owner to take part. Scruffy performed perfectly. After all the dogs had been in the ring, Mrs. Percival announced Scoop and Pilchard, the first ever cat to enter. "Thanks, Mrs. Percival," whispered Scoop as he carried Pilchard into the ring. Scoop tipped Pilchard onto the grass and gave her instructions. The judges watched very carefully. Pilchard walked forwards, sat down, and even rolled over. And to everyone's amazement, including Scoop's, she finished off with a fancy backflip. The audience clapped and cheered. "You have yourself a very talented cat there, Bob," admired Farmer Pickles. "And you've got a very talented dog," replied Bob, patting Scruffy's head. But Scruffy covered his eyes and whimpered. He knew he didn't have a chance of winning now. While the judges were making their decision, Bob and the team went to congratulate Pilchard and Scoop. "That was brilliant, Pilchard," said Scoop. "Meow," said Pilchard. "If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I never would have believed Pilchard could do all of those tricks," said Bob. Everyone lined up for the prize-giving ceremony. There was silence as Mrs. Percival entered the ring holding a trophy for the winner. "I'm pleased to announce that the winners of this year's dog show are Scoop and Pilchard. Well done," said Mrs. Percival. Bob, Wendy, and the machines all cheered, and Scruffy wagged his tail. Scoop felt very proud when Mrs. Percival placed the trophy on Pilchard's paws. Back at the yard, Scoop began to plan who to train for the next show. He looked at Dizzy. "Oh, no, I'm not doing it," she giggled. "Come on, Dizzy," Scoop called as he chased her around the yard. "Sit! Ha, ha, ha! Go on, Dizzy," giggled the other machines. The end.